What's up YouTube? This is the Federation here, and this is going to be the first of a few video replays I will be bringing over the next couple of days. And so this one is from a friendly, I don't know if it's a tournament, but friendly series of matches that Bear Brotherhood clan is playing against Sith. So in this one I've taken Parthia. I'm playing against Sith Void Dragon, who is ranked 22 on the leaderboards and a very good player. But just quickly about other replays you will see from me over the coming days. I will have the second round of my games against Void Dragon coming out. And I will also, well, I have a video of me and a guy from Sith called Sith Piper, and we played against Prussian Prince, who many of you may know from his YouTube channel and from winning the Scan Intel tournament, which I believe was the first Rome 2 tournament with a bunch of YouTubers and very good players. So he won that, and he was playing with Vims when me and Sith Piper played against him, and we actually managed to get a win. So I sent that to Indie Pride to see if Indy wanted to upload it on his channel. But I'm going to wait for a few more days. If he doesn't upload it, then I will. So anyway, back to this game. I took Parthia and I went for kind of a hipster Parthia build. I just went with slingers, archers, and hoplites. A couple of Parthian swords, and not much cav. Just this one camel cataphract, a royal cataphract general, and 2 horse skirmishers. So I see he has taken his cav all around. I take that opportunity to send my horse skirmishers around. I messed this up terribly though. I could have wiped out most of these guys, but instead I end up getting caught on that levy pike when I could have just gone around a little bit more and I would have had him. But I didn't. And that's gonna hurt, because you see these guys rout very quickly. And unfortunately I really don't get the kind of damage off that I needed to. These guys both finish with around 10 kills, whereas I could have taken out at least 2.5 units if I'd managed that correctly. Not a big loss though, that's only 720 talents worth of unit, and I have gained some benefit from it. I've kind of screwed up his formation a little bit. So he's going to keep moving his cav around the back. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move my archers in front of my hoplites. So I'm going to make a hoplite line a little bit behind, realize his cav are going to have to move around. This will give me some time to get some shots off. And I have a clear skirmish edge with 5 Eastern Slingers and 2 Elite Persian Archers. So I'm going to start doing that. And it doesn't look like he's focusing fire, which is an interesting mistake from somebody who's rank 22 on the leaderboard. It looks like he's kind of dishing it around. Focus fire, for those of you who don't know, is a huge benefit because of the HP system, and also because of the morale system. So once you've wiped out one unit, the others will rout much easier. And so I'm actually going to focus on these javelins because they can do a lot more damage to me. So I'm going to try to take out this unit. And as I'm doing this, he's been maneuvering his cavalry around, and he's going to start moving in his pikes, and this is when I realize I'm in trouble, because I can't back up, I can't go forward, and I can't go to either side. Although I suppose what I could have done is taken my camel cataphracts and wiped out this horse and pulled all over here. I wasn't really thinking at the time. He gets a lot of back shots at me as I try to pull through behind my hoplites. Don't know why I did that, since all that was coming at me was levy pikes. I suppose those horse archers provided a little bit of incentive to pull back, but Elite Persian Archers will beat horse archers in melee. So now he's engaged my camel cataphracts up there, and he's engaged my general and 2 hoplites here, and I probably should have pulled my general out of this fight sooner, but I didn't. So he's going to start wiping out my skirmishers here, and without my skirmishers I can't win this battle, since Void Dragon has pikes, and you need skirmishers to beat pikes. So now he's going to come in with his noble horse into the side. I finally realize I didn't need my general there and pull him out. And at this point, I start getting the selection glitch. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's when one of your routing units that was in a group that you had selected when it routed is always selected. Meaning, if you try to select one of your hoplites and put them in hoplite phalanx, you can't do that. If you try to select your hoplite and take them out of formation attack, you can't do that. And although I'm not going to blame the way this game went on that, it certainly made a huge difference, because if I could take these guys out of formation attack, this cataphract would not have lasted as long as it did, which would have allowed me to redistribute everything. I couldn't take this guy out of formation attack, which would have wiped out that Bactrian noble horse. I couldn't use abilities on my general. There were a lot of bad things that happened with that glitch, and I don't really know what I could have done to avoid it. I don't know if there's a way to get around that. Yeah, it's just the only way to issue an attack order that doesn't have the little circle thing is to alt-click the attack order. So as you can see here, my guys are all in formation attack. They're not really going to be doing the kind of damage I need them to, and so these horses are just going to last forever. This hoplite, if it would just come around the back, really could have wiped out these cataphracts. But again, that didn't happen. So it's unfortunate, but I'm not going to blame the result of this game on that, although I do feel like it would have made a large difference in the melee here. Anyway, after this is finished, I start moving the guys out to the side, and at some point during this, the glitch goes away. I'm not sure exactly when it was. It's sometime around when my general comes back, because I remember suddenly I'm allowed to use trample. Might have been actually right around here, and I will take most of these guys out of formation attack as soon as that happens. I assume that's as soon as the routing slinger that my guys had been locked onto gets off the field. And yes, it does look like that has finally ended, since I was able to turn on precision shot there. So I'm going to try to take out this cavalry unit here as I'm getting my guys around either flank. So I'm going to get a nice charge right there. And these are Bactrian noble horse, so they will last a long time. And now that I don't really have melee defense due to the recent update that completely shafted shock cavalry, he will start to grind out the win in the fight. So I'm going to have to bring over hoplites to reinforce, but my general is going to die pretty quickly, which actually really surprised me. He killed more of my royal cataphracts than I killed of his noble horse, despite me getting a trample charge. So that confused me a little bit, but then again, what are you going to do? So he's going to then pull away from my hoplites. At this point, the writing's on the wall, if it wasn't already, because Void Dragon's just going to pike box. So think of that what you will. I'm personally not a big fan of pike boxing, but I mean we didn't explicitly ban it in the rules, so then again, there's nothing I can do to complain about that. That being said, I'm looking at this replay now and realizing that he brought at least these 5 levy pikes, and we'd made a rule that you could only have 4 of the same pike unit. So, okay, it sounds like I'm making excuses again. But, yeah, that is, it's a minor thing. It's, again, not a huge deal. Don't think it would have shifted the way the game came out. I'm just saying. So, anyway, I'm going to try to hit at the flanks of his pike box here. Although it is a pretty well-made pike box, given the time he had to put it together. But he can just single out my infantry units here and pick them apart. He does make a couple of micro mistakes, and that allows me to do some good damage to these Scythian horse archers with my hoplites. But at this point, yeah, he's just going to keep solidifying his box, and there's nothing I can do. He's just going to isolate my hoplites one by one. And yeah, what I should have done is attempted to consolidate my infantry forces, but it's not like I can just walk through this box, so even to do so, this is the direction I would have to be walking. So he's going to start throwing his archers into my hoplites, and then take the hammer and anvil with these Scythian horse archers. Not really going to do too much, especially since I'm going to turn to face it to just try to rout these guys quickly before turning back to the light archers. But now I'm going to try to consolidate my infantry forces, keep his pike box isolated, and my goal at this point is to rout enough of these other units that maybe his pikes take the morale shock and rout. That's my thinking at this point anyway. So he's going to now do as I was saying and single out this hoplite and crush it. And there's nothing I can do since I had a noble horse on the other side. And at this point, I get the wave of bad morale going through, and I'm going to chain route. So, good game to avoid dragons, certainly a good player, deserved the win. And don't take what I was saying about like the breaking the rules and glitches that happened as me saying he didn't deserve the win, because he certainly did. He's ranked 22 and I'm somewhere in the mid 140s. I probably would say on the balance of this game he was the better player and deserved to win. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Let's take a quick look at unit statistics. So as you can see, yeah, he did have the 5 levy pikes. Oh well. But yeah, see you guys next time.